Press the button.
Press the button. He says he's not even here. We've gone live and he's not even here. Hello, everybody, and very warm welcome to Ask the Accountant, episode number 172. The date is the 16th of February 2026. Hopefully everyone had a very, very nice Valentine's Day. And welcome to Ask the Accountant, part of the Ask the Accountant Network, podcast network for accountants and bookkeepers, supported by our wonderful Patreon community. I've got to get ready for a little special button, like while I'm sat here. Speaking of which, we start each and every show with a shout out to our coolest of cool listeners. Keep an eye on our socials, by the way. Lizzie will be posting an update to what's happening with our Patreon. So definitely keep an eye on that. And we'll talk about it next week when it's live to the world. I am stalling. Oh, here it is. Found it. Did we say it was that one or that one? I think it was that one. Okay, so our coolest cool listeners are Paul Whitehouse, thank you very much. Kirsty St. John, thank you very much. Mahul, thank you very much. Millie, and a brand new cool listener, Peter Richardson, FF. The applause for them. Got the applause for them. You know, maybe we should make that easier that we have to press the applause button. So tell you what, StreamYard, because you're clearly listening, please put your sounds and stuff onto our Stream Deck. That'd be so much easier, wouldn't it? We'll be able to do justice then to our amazing coolest of cool listeners. To show support for our channel and content while also getting some bonus content and an opportunity to be on this coveted list, join our Patreon page via the links below. And as I said, there's some changes afoot for the world of Patreon membership. Well, thank you so much for our cool listeners, and thank you for everyone who is joining us on the other tiers. Okay, let's go and talk about what happened in this week. So, Johann, what happened this week? Any good things, any bad things, anything you want to talk about? How was your week been?
Oh, just a very busy week. Lots going on. Most of it I can't talk about.
NDA.
Pain of death, more of an NDA, I think. Yeah, no, it was a good week. I'm not really sure where the week went. It doesn't feel that long since I was last stood here talking to you. So, yeah, very busy, very productive. Lots of exciting things happening, as it were. How about you? How was your week?
Yeah, it's been really, really busy. In fact, generally more busy than January, which scares me, which is... but it's good busy. That's what I keep telling everyone. It's good busy, right? Good busy. So.
Do you believe it when you keep telling everyone that yourself?
Yeah. No, it is. It's going in the right direction. I just when you're in that kind of development stage, your head's underwater, isn't it? You don't really see the fruits of your labor at that point. So yeah, it'll come. Speaking of people who are brilliant. Kind of segue there. That was look. One day you're just going to have to sit me down with a beer. We're going to go through how to do a segue. We're going to do a 101.
I don't think. I think it comes naturally. I don't think you've got it.
It is. All right, noted. Thanks for that. I'll just be sat there, drowning in my own attempts, and you just sit there smug. Don't you worry about it. Speaking of amazing people, we have our commenters. We have, not only is she a cool listener, but she's number one, Kirsty St. John. Good morning, everyone, with a sunglasses emoji. Are we saying sunglasses? Oh, I've not even opened my window, opened my curtain, so I can't tell you what the weather's like.
It's grey. We had snow here yesterday.
It was great
now, but
okay, that's positive. That's progress, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard the statistic that every day of 2026 it's rained?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you know last week Aberdeen had its first sight of the sunshine in more than 20 odd days? It'd been literally grey clouds for over 20 odd days in Aberdeen. They hadn't seen the sunshine.
But well, they're going, that's why Kirsty's got a sunglasses emoji on. It's like, we can't see it from there. Cheryl SPS bookkeeping says, good morning, all. A sunny morning at last. So it is sunny. Right, I should have read these sooner. Would have saved a lot of time. AIM GB Accountant 6146 says, good morning to you too. Mahul says, good morning, everyone from sunny London. I hope everyone had a great weekend. We hope you had a great weekend as well. Saint Neo Citizens TC, or as we like to just call him, Tim, says morning with 2 exclamation marks. Good morning. Stephanie Marshall 7791 says, morning, gents. Good morning to you too. Paul Whitehouse Chariot Accountant says, morning. Great to see blue skies. Everyone's excited about these blues. I wish, well, when I looked out this morning, it wasn't blue skies, but now I wish I had my curtains open. I feel like I'm missing out. Suzanne Whelan says, morning. Good morning to you too. Mortar Bookkeeping says, good morning, or good morning to you. Lisa Mulhunt says, sorry, I was pressing that sort of pop came up. Morning, good morning to you too. Sue Green M3E says, morning, good morning from sunny Tamworth, just down the road. Hope you're doing well. Yes, Sue, sunny in March today, says Kirsty St. John. Nicola Gardenier, the Cob, says morning, because she calls it a cob. Tim says, vaguely sunny in Guernsey. Well, that's rubbish, isn't it? If it's not sunny in Guernsey, they should be leading the way.
We're all in trouble.
Yeah. Johann, where did you get that on-air clock?
Oh, actually, it's 2 things.
Ooh.
So it's an on-air sign, which is available at your local B&Q store. And then there's a clock that I got as a Christmas present from my mother-in-law.
Oh, lovely.
But I suspect my wife brought it for her to gift it to me so I can find out who.
The secret's out. Susanna Sisu Bookkeeping says, morning, all. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Sunny blue skies here this morning as well, says Susanna. Oh, love to hear. Right then, let's get on with the topics that we are topicking about today. And we're going to talk about our favorite topic, AI. But this time, it's with a twist. Our favorite... Is that our favorite people?
Our least favorite people have implemented AI. And I'm not talking about QuickBooks.
Oof, you wash your mouth out with soap, boy.
We'll come on to that later.
Yeah, in a positive way as well. HMRC Assist is now live and proved to be a game changer for reducing user error, improving filing accuracy, and helping customers get their submissions right first time, says Craig Ogilvy. I always wonder if I get his second name right or wrong, because he pops up everywhere these days. He's like a MTD champion for accountants, isn't he? Good old Craig. But is it Ogilvy? Is that how you pronounce it? Do we know?
I couldn't tell you. I just know him as Craig from HMRC.
Yeah.
I just think HMRC need more Craigs in their team.
Be more Craig is what
be more Craig.
Be more
Craig.
Is what we've learned today. And here's the thing: a number of software developers in the MTD for income tax space are already on board. I'd like to give a shout out to the early adopters who are already building HMRC Assist into their products. We've got ClearBooks, Sage, loving that. Capium, loving that. Hammock, that's good to see. QuickFile, Coletia, I don't know who Coletia is. Any accountants, tax haven, tax updates, going through there. So essentially, we have an AI bot, maybe, or agent. What's the term these days? That have been put directly into these software and designed to hopefully, fingers crossed, reduce errors. What's your thoughts and feelings around this one then, Johann?
It's definitely not there watching us change numbers and well, not us, but our clients change numbers and file things that aren't true, is it?
So what you're going for?
I think the nanny state's watching. I mean, I don't know how many end users use those tools that it's been plugged into, without any bookkeepers or accountants involvement. But assuming it's giving out the right information, and it's reliable and it's accurate, then it's one less plea of ignorance that HMRC will accept, isn't it? Like, I didn't know that I couldn't claim for that. Well, actually, there's an HMRC AI-powered bot in your tool telling you couldn't. Yeah, I mean, we're never going to be given the adoption figures and the usage numbers, are we, on this? But I don't know that it's going to see huge amounts of traction.
I would say the outlier to this, so ClearBooks, KPM, Hammock, great, yeah, fantastic. But Sage, especially with their new relationship with Monzo, Tide, and SBC, that could be pretty powerful, right? And it depends on how far you go. I would be very surprised if they can go down to transactional level, like you were just saying there, like can claim or can't claim. Maybe it can, maybe it can't, but that seems like a stretch, right? Like it seems like a stretch of going that far in. But what I'd love to be able to see is this is an opportunity to go, because at the moment it's very much the message we kind of give to clients, isn't it? Is make sure you get this right, fill that tax questionnaire out properly, because when we press send, they're then going to read it, and if you get it wrong, you're going to be in trouble. It's that sort of mentality, isn't it? It's like get it right now, take your time, blah 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 blah. Wouldn't it be nice though if this HMRC Assist, and I don't know if this is what it can do, tinfoil hat moment, but wouldn't it be nice to be able to pre-check the checks they're going to do and say, well, just so you know, if you send this as it is, we're going to ask questions because this is not what we were expecting, right? Like P60 information, making sure that connected and comes through.
But now that would then require you to have linked the HMRC Assist AI chatbot to your government gateway account.
But that's the whole point of this, right? Because it's MTD. You can't file an MTD without being connected in the first place. So this should have that sort of access, right? Like for me, because also take it a step further, right? If you've got eBay income and it's expecting to see eBay income, if you've got, you know, Uber or whatever it's going to be, right? If you've got these new, because I'm pro this whole idea of having this connected network, and let's make sure that, you know, everyone's on a fair playing field, right? Let's not have it that the people who choose to submit their eBay earnings get penalized and people who don't, right? So I love this idea that
this is how the HMRC have run for decades.
But I love the idea of having that chance to check. But it seems at the moment it's very much a case of you post it, you file your tax return, and you just hope for the best. You get no real feedback or anything, do you? Unless you get it wrong, and then you get an inquiry, and then it's kind of like you're getting told off. What if this could stop you, not stop you, but like prompt you when you're submitting your return to go, you know what, we were expecting to see some eBay income. That's what we were told. And then you could maybe give an explanation there and then, or go, oh no, yeah, sorry, I forgot about. You know what I mean? Like give that feedback there and then. That's what I would love HMRC Assist to be doing. I'm not too fussed about telling them if it can claim this, claim that, and all that sort of stuff, because I don't think you can get that.
Pivot them from policing tax and tax submissions to educating and coaching, and I'm not sure that makes them any money. Like, well, I'm sure they were thrilled when 1 million people didn't file tax returns and they suddenly had £10 million revenue from fines. Like, yeah. But I think that's also the problem is HMRC don't really know from one day to the next. Are we policing this? Are we putting our arms around people and aiding them and helping them? Are we educating and informing? Like, I don't think they know yet.
Yeah, that is very true.
But what I do know is policing it makes them a lot more money than educating them.
I mean, my question will also be is, where's everyone else in this list? Like, there's some big hitters not there, right? Like, where are they? Why are they not included in this list? Is it went aware of it? Didn't feel like it was worthwhile implementing it? Like that, I think that's another story that we need to get to the bottom of, isn't it? Because like
some people prioritize putting lenders in their platform instead of assistant HMRC tools. That would have been more helpful.
Oh, ouch. I'd imagine that's different departments and different commercial terms at that point, isn't it? But no, look, I like this idea. I think this idea is great. I think we've not seen it, so we don't know what actually it does in principle. But in theory, a little HMRC bot agent, whatever we're going to call them these days, helping us get the accuracy of our tax return can only be a good thing.
If that's what it's there for.
Yeah, but I'm really interested to know why, realistically, out of that list, there's only really Sage out of the big ones that are there. Like, what's that? What's the reason behind that? interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like the theory of having a educational chatbot in any platform, even if it's just on the HMRC website, that can educate and teach and answer questions that is asked is a good thing. But I mean, we all know AI chatbots need data. They need like encyclopedias of data to power them so they can answer questions. Technically speaking, HMRC have got that encyclopedia.
Oh, and then some, right?
And then some, right? But we also all know that when you try and answer a very simple question via the HMRC website, you just go round and round and round in circles from guide to guide to guide, which then takes you back to the original guide with no clear answers because they don't want to be seen as giving definitive answers where it could be wrong.
Yeah.
So I can't believe with that culture that they've then brought out an AI chatbot and gone, yeah, that'll get it right. Oh, we'll stand by whatever that AI chatbot tells you.
Yeah.
Because they don't give you definitive answers now.
No, and you're right. That chatbot can't, definitely can't give out those definitive answers because we've all seen what's happened with AI at the moment. It's definitely worth. I mean, the proof's going to be in the pudding, playing around with it, right? Like, let's play around with this and let's see what it's like. I don't know if these are available on all SKUs or anything like that. I'd imagine so, but I don't know. And then what happens then with Intuit Assist's MTD bot? Is that worthwhile now? What about Jaxi? Is that worthwhile now? What about Sage Copilot? Or is there a way that these can coincide and coexist with one another? I don't know. My assumption is that those bots will still be there for making sure that the data's correct. So that's data
I
cleansing.
think it's two different purposes in life, isn't it? They like we've said recently that some tools, like we were just chatting off air, and you were saying how great Claude is at spreadsheets, but actually it's absolutely bloody awful at anything else that you ask to do.
True.
So I think it's finding the right tool for the right job. Like if you treat them all as staff members, as it were, like you choose the right staff member to do the right task based on their skill set. So you'll ask Jax/Intuit bot one series of questions, and another series of questions will go to HMRC bot, surely.
Yeah. Do you see it as a bot though? This HMRC, we don't know what it is, right? And this is sometimes where it gets a bit wishy-washy, isn't it? Like, I love the idea that Craig's promoting HMRC Assist, but I don't know enough about it to really get an impression of should I be excited or not excited, right? On paper, yeah, you've added AI to submitting tax returns. Sounds good, but is it like I don't know, and is it with it just being an AI API element to it? Is it going to be based on how Sage implements it, for example, how KPM implements it, how Hammock implements it, right? Like, we're going to get a different experience, I assume, based on the user interface and where they have it in their whole process, and there's all manner of things, right? So, yeah, it, on paper, sounds like a positive spin. But until we see it in action, we can't really make a decision on it, can we?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with it. In theory, the principle of it could be amazing, but knowing the current culture at HMRC, where they won't give you a definitive answer about anything, it's up to your interpretation of our guides that we've written, and we've sent you in a circle of 10 different guides to go back to the first guide. I just can't see it being tangibly beneficial to the end user.
Yeah, and that's assuming it's a chat, but I just don't see, is there room for it? Personally, a chatbot doesn't quite work in my world for this, what we're asking for. I see this hopefully more of a error checking device, and
I imagine it's completely targeted at the taxpayer and not the agents that are supporting the taxpayer as well.
Yeah.
So, because I think that's
unless it brings in like
briefs
your
come from.
payment accounts and stuff for you, right? Like,
Yeah.
is this away from, because there is frustration at the moment. If you look at your SA100 software lineup now and you go through all of the pros and minuses, right? Some of them bring in the payment on account API, some of them don't. Some of them bring in your P60, some of them don't, right? Like, is this just a way of going, right, HMRCS will just help connect all those dots for that software and just be one API to connect, and the rest is done for you. Updates for you. Is that what this is? Because if that is brilliant, like that's fantastic news, right? But we just don't know enough to know what it can do and what it can't do, right? Because my biggest fear about MTD is still the fact that we're going to have this big divide between MTD clients filing through this solution, this brand new MTD solution that you'd have thought all of the software providers have gone, we've learned from our mistakes, or we've found the best possible way of doing it. Here's a brand new way of doing it, and here's the best possible way we can think of delivering your tax returns for your clients. And then you're still going to have your old clients on your old traditional SA100 solution, right? I've got this horrible feeling I'm going to be going through doing my first MTD proper return and going, I wish all my clients would file this way, because in theory, it should be a better experience, right? We should get payment accounts automatically. We should get all of that information all the way through. And if this HMRC can help us connect those dots so that it doesn't matter what solution I'm using, I'm getting a consistent experience. That's what I want this HMRC Assist to do, not a chat bot that's just going to sit there and not get used.
Yeah, I think like everything, you're looking at the very end goal of possibilities and not assessing it on its actual what's there today. Whereas I'm a lot more, if it's not functional today, I don't care. Can tell me when it's functional.
Yeah, true. What's the point of just putting out another chatbot, right? Like that's what we've got to remember, isn't it? Going through from there. Cool. Have I lost you? It went.
No, I'm here.
Oh, good. Yeah, my screen went weird. Right, okay. I'm having technical issues. Well, maybe it's from last time. Last week we got the haunting from last week. Let's move on from one AI bot to another bot keeper.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
Yeah, well done.
Look, BotKeeper unfortunately has shut down. It's not the only one in this industry that's not with us anymore. You spotted this, Jan. You want to talk about what you've seen, what's happened, all that sort of stuff? The floor is yours.
Yeah, so obviously last week we covered about Genesis AI, which was a bot to do bookkeeping and stuff, shutting down after their investors pulled out. BotKeeper then announced last week that they'll be shutting down. Now, BotKeeper weren't big in the UK, but were relatively large in the US of A. They're actually they were entangled in a bit of a scandal, shall we say, last year, where they were telling everyone everything was being done by AI, but actually there was a huge offshoring operation in the Philippines that were doing it all. Which, to be fair, Genesis was very much the same. Was Genesis was getting offshoring teams to teach the AI, but Genesis were very open and transparent about that from day one. So it wasn't a scandal for them because they were open and honest. BotKeeper weren't. But yeah, BotKeeper have said basically there's been an amalgamation of some firms in the US of A, which has led to them losing customers and revenue, and it was unrecoverable. So they will be shutting down with immediate effect, basically, from what I've read. But yeah, I mean, I suppose it brings us back to the conversation we were having last week of, have people had ideas about what AI can deliver and started selling the dream before the technology was there, never mind the appetite from the industry? I don't know. I would love for our software providers to be a bit more open and transparent with us as users and go, actually, this is the percentage of people that use the AI in our tools that we're marketing about. Like, for years, practice management tools were saying, automated emails, it will change the way your practice works. But actually, when you spoke to them, a very small percentage of firms actually used it, but it was still their go-to marketing tagline that to try and get everybody on board with it. So yeah, I would love tools to be a bit more transparent in actually we might be pushing this on the marketing channels, but the adoption rates are pretty lousy. Like, yeah, how many people actually use Jax in Zero? How many people actually use the AI tools being built into QuickBooks, etc.? Like, is it just a marketing fad where we're all left feeling like we're behind because we aren't using them and we don't, or maybe we're confused because we don't see the value in them, yet marketing keeps telling us there is value in them. So yeah, I do wonder if our industry, or if even the technology is actually really there yet for bookkeeping to this kind of level that they're trying to deliver it to. Because the investors seem to be losing confidence, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, my first reaction to what you just said there was to do with that idea that they were in controversy, because I didn't know about that, about offshoring. But surely that's happened since day one. I mean, there's a receipt capture tool. Not many people have heard of it. There's that's quite prominent in the UK, and at the very beginning, that's exactly what they were doing, right? Like their technology wasn't good enough to be able to just like extract it all. It was, we'll extract most of the way there, then we'll offshore it to someone to check it, and then it will come back to you. And it was like this whole like workflow circle. And this is exactly what's happening here.
They were very open and transparent about that at the time, weren't they? They would explain that is the process. They never turned around and said the software is doing it all, whereas BotKeeper were basically misrepresenting their product and their
Right.
their
BotKeeper was
processes.
telling you it was AI when it wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it wasn't 100% AI. Okay. All right. Well, but you know, that's been going on forever, right? And it's the same process, isn't it? It's the same. We're just going through the same like thing. Like to me, I feel that receipt capture is such a fundamental part of our tech stack now. And it is, right? Like it's an important part of it, but we've made it an important part as an industry. If you really think about it, is it that groundbreaking that what we're doing now by adding bank account transactions and putting the categories automatically via AI, that's not as groundbreaking as it needs to be, right? We're almost making a mountain out of a molehill over this, because same as receipt capture, we made it like a fundamental part of our tech stack. It's like you can't build an accounting practice without picking a receipt capture provider at one point. Yeah, you had to have one and had to go through here. And you know, the solutions that were built into your FMS solutions were terrible, and we couldn't ever build our practices based on that, right? Like that's what we were telling each other, and that's how we were building it. And it's almost feel like you know, I don't see how that became so prominent, like so important to us, yet we haven't seemed to crack adding bank accounts and adding bank transactions in the same manner. Because surely it's the same principle, the same concept, the same everything else. We're getting raw data, in this case a bank feed, and we're posting it directly into our FMS solution. Like why was receipt capture such a boom, and then these bot keepers and Genesis and all those sort of ones haven't quite figured out? Because if you think about like the price comparison, I don't feel like they were massively different to what we're happy to pay receipt capture, you know, per transaction. And I just feel like something's not quite right in the way that we've like accepted these elements. But that being said, like the video I released this last week was all about Xero's auto reconciliation, which is obviously the wrong name, but yeah, they've auto reconciliation versus Intuit QuickBooks, you know, auto categorization. And my, you know, overall, the tech on both sides, really, really impressive. You know, yes, there's flaws. It's never going to be 100%. It's going to have to learn over time, blah, 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 which is exactly the same what receipt capture was 10 years ago, right? Like,
Yep.
yeah, and we all accepted it, right? Oh, it's not perfect, but it's consistent. It's quicker. You know, we gave it a pass because it was saving us time and it was giving us opportunity down here. But ultimately, the infrastructure it's all built on was, you know, is flawed. And that's the case of especially Zero at the moment, because they're having to try and like just bolt it on and not having to build in anything else. And you'd have thought like a bot keeper or a Genesis or something having a chance to build from the ground up and then post it in. I imagine their biggest problem, and I saw this on a post on LinkedIn, is they're struggling because they can only take their solution so far, and then the APIs of these solutions are preventing them from taking it all the way, right? But again, isn't that exactly how receipt capture was? I just see these parallels between the both solutions, and we almost gave a pass to receipt capture, and the whole industry accepted it and made it a must-have tech stack solution. But for bank feeds, we're not quite ready to accept it. Am I being too harsh on the industry?
I think with receipt capture, though, we were seeing tangible benefits.
Okay.
Because we weren't sat there keying in receipts anymore. Like, there was a tangible benefit. A lot of the AI hype at the moment is marketing hype, and the tangible outcomes in products just aren't there yet. I think they will be. I think AI will have a huge tangible benefit to us all in the future.
Yeah.
But we've got too many softwares selling us a dream and not being able to deliver it yet, whether that's under development, under investment, or technology's just not quite there yet, but it could be in the future. I don't know. Like, but receipt capture, I saw tangible benefits from day one of implementing it. AI tools in Xero and QuickBooks and stuff, I see no tangible benefits to me on a day-to-day basis at this time. It's there, it's marketing hype, and hopefully in the coming year or two, we'll see tangible benefits. But for now, the benefits aren't tangible enough.
And maybe we're talking cross purposes here, but for me, let's just go back to core basic, right? Receipt capture, you have a receipt and the software extracts that information for you, date, picks a category for it, amount, VAT, and then gets it ready to post into your FMS solution, right? Again, I hate the word FMS solution, but apparently that's the term we got to use. So that's what the AI, the receipt capture, and let's be honest, that's AI, right? It's OCR technology. We just didn't call it AI back then. If it was released today, it would be AI, right? And that's what the term.
All receipt capture softwares will now tell you they've got AI powering our receipt capture. It's like, no, it's OCR, but okay, fine.
But it's still, OCR is a form of AI, right? It's a
Yeah.
machine learning sort of technology, right? If we're going
It's
to
like
put it in that,
banking rules, it used to just be banking rules. Now it's AI.
yeah, exactly. But if that is the concept of receipt capture, and there is definitely tangible benefits there because you're not having to physically key it in, what's the difference between auto and that's what I'm aiming, because this is what BotKeeper and Genesis was all about, with auto categorization of your bank. That's what the principle of what these tools did, wasn't it? It was basically did your bank feed for you,
But
and
I think
it.
Xero and QuickBooks and Co have come along and Sherlocked them earlier than planned. Like,
Yeah,
because let's be honest, none of the built-in or acquired and plugged-in receipt capture tools that QuickBooks, Xero, Sage, etc. have got. I mean, Sage is probably the outlier of this, actually, to be fair to Sage. But the QuickBooks and Xero solutions were crap. So you had to use an alternative provider. Whereas bank categorization, like even just banking rules, as they were called back in the day,
yeah,
are still better than what Genesis and BotKeeper could potentially do at no extra cost. And now Sage, QuickBooks, and Xero have launched their categorizing tools powered by AI. I just don't think BotKeeper and Genesis got up and running quick enough and made a strong enough foundation in the market for themselves before the big boys caught up and actually did as equally good a job.
yeah. I guess that's what. Yeah, from a comparison point of view, you can just use the tools within. Yeah.
Whereas I would never recommend QuickBooks receipt capture. I'd always put them on a third party. I'd never recommend Xero's HubDoc. I'd always put them on a third party.
Yeah.
Because the big boys just never nailed it. They just never understood it. They never nailed that market or their tool to go into that market. Whereas Best in Class did. Whereas actually standalone tools haven't really nailed the categorization any better than the all-rounders do.
Yeah. I suppose the only thing the standardization the all-rounders could do is be all-round, right? Like, and I suppose there is a limitation, as we've always said, about the API. Because in an ideal world, if you could have a BotKeeper or a Genesis or whatever that just did all your clients, no matter what FMS solution they're on, they could be on any type that's right for them. Because we've said loads of times, right? Our role is to find the right, like, it's speed dating sort of thing, isn't it? Like, we're finding the right tool for our clients, and we don't want to go, well, I'd love to put you on this one, but actually their AI is much better on this one, so we're gonna have to put you on this one because it we can get so much more benefit from it through our automation and everything else. We want to be in a world where we can go, well, this is the right tool for you. You use this tool, and here's a training to use that tool, and our whatever solution we're using just interacts with it seamlessly, right? That's the ideal world. That's the mirage at the end of the desert that we're all hoping for, isn't it? Right. And I suppose that's where these guys are never going to be able to get there, because they're just they can only take their solution so far because of API, isn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, if we look back at all the businesses that have come and gone at places like Accountex, Fab, and Digital Accountancy Show, where great concept, great idea, never took off and now failed or failing.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times is because the APIs of the big players prevented the smaller companies from achieving and delivering what they were hoping to deliver. Like, it was actually out of their control. They were never going to succeed.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame, because it would have been nice for that to have caught on, right? And it would have given the bigger boys those,
I think it has caught on, because the big boys have gone out and built bank categorization. But I think what's happened here is they've done it so bloody quickly compared to previous technological advances. Like, by the time the big boys started doing receipt capture, the best in class were already so many miles ahead, and they set the standard that we all held the big boys to. And for that reason, the big boys failed with receipt capture and stuff, because like, hang on, but this one over here can do this, 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 and this, and not for much more money. Whereas you can't even do the basics yet. So I think they just, if we take bank categorization, I think that period of time between early adopters, softwares, best in class, and the big boys starting to twig on, it's just been a very much shorter window. And yeah, they've been Sherlocked. It's like Apple don't do things first, but when they do it, they put a lot of other businesses into financial distress.
Yeah. I suppose that's all we can really see from this all, isn't it? Is that at the end of the day, the frustration is there. It just means that there's only really going to be 2 or 3 like ideas at the table. Whereas if we had others fighting them at the same time, they'd have different concepts and different ways of doing it. Some will get it right, some will get it wrong. But we'll that's how we progress this whole feature set, right? Is by having different ideas and different concepts. I mean, already Xero and QuickBooks have gone completely different directions. Who knows which is right or which is wrong at this point? We're all sitting here watching on the sidelines, going, okay, that's an interesting way of doing it. And depending on which side you pick, you're trying to adapt that solution to the best you can to your workflows and trying to make it work. But we don't know if either way has gone the right way at this point in time. It would have just been nice to have someone else come along, which is what that analogy of that receipt capture, right? Solutions came along, they showed how it was done, and in fairness to the big boys, they are slowly catching up now. There are, I've seen some stuff in the Xero world that looks amazing. I've seen some stuff in the QuickBooks world that looks amazing and can be on par.
8-9 years since the original
100%
tools launched, like since receipt bank and auto entry went all guns, was 8-9 years ago. For the big boys to only be catching up now, whereas in the AI powered categorization market, we're talking 8 or 9 months, not 8 or 9 years.
Yes, yeah. 100%. AI is evolving fast, says Paul. Hollywood is getting nervous with Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise fight scene. Only a few months ago, AI had people with 6 fingers. Now it's indistinguishable from the real thing. Yeah, exactly. We're not the only industry that's affected, are we? Like, we are, part and parcel of a much bigger shift. Kirsty St. John says, the way you describe that sounds like market manipulation preventing incoming people, or is this just free economy? Yeah, I mean,
free economy. Like,
but
if
is it? Yeah,
if Engager didn't do something to stand out and looked at different features and stuff, we'd have never got past the big boys.
yeah.
Like,
but haven't the big boys also learned though? Because back to the receipt capture analogy, it was they could access as much of that API as much as they want free of charge. Now, for them to build a similar product, there's this big gate in the way called API fees, and they're going to have to build these fees. So we're never going to have that big boom again, are we? Because you've got to have a solution that's financially viable from day one. You can't just test the waters. You can't just try and figure out if this is working. You've got to have something very, otherwise you're just going to be throwing lots and lots of money into the trash can, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely plenty of investment out there. There's definitely plenty of ideas out there. But it's down to whether you can get the idea into a deliverable product and get traction in the market quick enough to get the return on investments the investors want, without the big boys coming in and going, we can do that and we can build it in for free into our tool. Like, the only ways you're going to get in are low prices. Like, you know, look at Apron, for example. They've come into a market that we all assumed was completely dominated. They're doing well. They've got huge traction.
Yeah.
Because they've come in, they've kept it simple, they've kept it cost effective, and they've got adoption rates. Like, it is still a free economy out there, but a lot of people have ideas and they don't understand the industry, they don't understand the marketplace they're entering properly. And you kind of go, well, actually, have you looked at all of these? Oh, I didn't know any of those existed. Or did you know so-and-so is looking at this and is planning, you know, has just started releasing stuff? Oh, I didn't know that. It's actually their lack of market research. So someone in a Facebook group over the weekend said, oh, I had a meeting with my accountant. I'm not an accountant. Took them a few days to send me a letter of engagement and stuff. And they were saying to me, oh, it's, you know, I have so many meetings. I've got to catch up with all my notes. Like, does anyone not think AI could solve this with note takers? It's like, there's plenty of note takers. What there is is a lack of adoption.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, the post, it was really obvious that this guy just thought, oh, I'm just going to build a note taker for accountants and bookkeepers. It's like, I think you'll find we've got plenty of those. What we haven't got is adoption of them in our space, because people are concerned about security, or they're just not aware and stuff like that. Like, it's just basic market research that people get an idea and they get carried away with it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
no, I'm not worried that it's anyone's controlling the markets. Like, it's still a very free market in our industry for software. It's just whether people are doing the market research properly and are able to get their product to market quick enough and get the adoption quick enough.
That said, though, isn't it strange how, or is it not a coincidence that both Bookkeeper, Genesis, and we've had a load more, have gone under, just as Xero said they're going to charge for their API access? Like,
oh,
you know, there's that, and that's what I'm trying. Like, there is still that. Now we've got a completely different kettle of fish to what we had back in the day of receipt capture world.
The market's always going to change. Like, look at how many MTD products were around in 2001 to 2002 that aren't with us today.
Yeah.
Because HMRC moved the deadline, and all of a sudden, everyone's funding runways stopped and ran short. You know, like, and there's more that they need this first quarter return to be a huge uptake in sales. Otherwise, I don't think they're going to be around this time next year. Like, that is what comes with running software companies, is there is always going to be external factors, whether it's people putting their prices putting prices on APIs, whether that is, you know, Xero, QuickBooks are doing the same thing. They've just got higher threshold rates, or whether it's HMRC delaying legislation, cancelling legislation. there's always going to be factors, but actually, when you really look at it, none of those factors matter. What actually matters is a lack of adoption because they've not got it through to the market and got the adoption rates right. They've got their messaging wrong, or a lack of research when they've gone in and gone, oh, when you do a fancy dress party and you rock up in the same costume that everyone else is in because you've not thought out of the box, but you're walking to the fancy dress party thinking best costume ever. No one's gonna have thought of this bad boy. Like that is literally what it's like in our industry. People aren't doing the research properly.
Yeah. Free agent auto bank reconciliation works really well, and you kind of expect that, right? Like they should
be years, and they just don't call it AI.
Yeah, but they should be market leaders in that because they have access to all the data. It is already there. At the end of the day, it should just be bringing up of where did you post it last time? Like just something as simple as that as a suggestion should be something that is just baked into all of them, right?
The only difference between Free Agents one and QuickBooks and Xero's one is the marketing team haven't got their teeth stuck into it with the AI concept. Otherwise, it would be branded as powered by AI and like, yeah.
But it is machine learning, isn't it? Like that's what it is. That's the concept that we're there. Apron and Adfin have best workflows of all products I've used. They're so focused on it. It has made it so easy for us to adopt as part of the internal workflow. And that's part of that market research you're talking about, isn't it? Like the problem was low adoption because it was difficult for the end user to comprehend.
Yeah. Whereas Adfin have come in, there's no small players. They're all big players like GoCardless, Stripe, and PayPal and stuff. No one could work out, because many had come and gone in the meantime, how to get into powering invoices through QuickBooks and Xero without getting signed off by them, as it were.
Yeah.
And direct integrations, which, unless you wanted to pay them a lot of money, QuickBooks and Xero wouldn't do anyway. But they solved the problem, and that got them huge traction, and their rates are lower. Like, yeah, it's just like Apron, their speed of their receipt capture from day one was phenomenal. Like they're reading. So there's always space in this industry, but you have to have actually worked it out where your niche is and how you can break the monotony of what is there today.
Couldn't agree more. Speaking of niches, what about if you had a solution to look at all of your clients in one area? Well, that's what Intuit Accounting Suite's done. So Intuit Accounting Suite by Intuit. You didn't like that one. It was a
like the topic, never mind the segue.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I'm judging it purely on segue at this point in time. Yeah,
Don't
so
you have to declare hashtag ad at this point because technically you've been paid to push it.
Yeah, but have I though? Have I been paid to push this particular
Or
one?
the hashtag ad on LinkedIn you have.
I was paid to promote that one section, yes. Definitely not paid to promote every other aspect of Intuit Accounting Suite because I've been talking about it for ages, right? Like I went to Vegas because I was that excited about it. I have been involved in many meetings about it. I've done many videos about it already, completely free of charge. And yes, there is a hashtag ad post out there. You've all seen it, or hopefully all seen it. But I also chose that opportunity to go against the norm as well, because there was kind of like a push to talk about XYZ. I was like, no. I've got my own spin that I want to talk about IS on this particular subject. But it's finally here. It's out. QuickBooks Online Advanced. For everyone who doesn't know, QuickBooks Online Accountant was your area where you could see all your client lists. And that's effectively what it was. And that's all it's been for a long time, right? Same with Xero. And I know Xero have gone and are coming out with their own IS very, very soon. But the idea is that typically you had just a list of clients and you would jump in between the clients, and that was great. And as I keep telling everyone, like that was a massive, massive shift, right? Back gone are the days where you had to go and get the floppy disks back in the day, or the USB drives, or you were emailed over and then you had access to your client, right? Just having that client list was an industry defining moment, and it was brilliant. Cloud accounting meant we can jump into our clients at any point in time. But that's not enough no more. We need to have access to data, right? We need to be told about the clients, and that's what Intuit Accounting Suite is. It gives us an opportunity to see not just our client list, but the data that's behind that client list as well. And I am loving every moment of it. Kirsty says, really? You've been to Vegas? Didn't know that. Oh, have I not told you my stuff? Well, let's stop the show.
Technically, isn't that a hashtag ad? Because someone
Amy dropped in at Vegas yet again. Well, it's for those people who are taking the shots. You know what I mean? We have a lot of drunken accountants out there that go through there. And when did you go to Vegas? Aaron says, James. Look, jokes aside, like I'm generally excited about the fact that the big boys have started to take this serious, because it's not just QuickBooks that's going down this route. Xero have got their own Intuit Suite inspired kind of Intuit Accounting Suite inspired kind of solution called Zero HQ, something along those lines. So it looks like they're all kind of going into this sort of process, going down this route. It's got to be better for everyone if they all can kind of like feature parity and try and fight each other and try and get as good as it is. But go on then, Johann, what is your opinion on Intuit Accounting Suite?
I've not turned it on.
Okay.
I only a fraction of my clients are now in QuickBooks, so actually it's a snapshot of information that's irrelevant to me.
But surely though, if there's only a snapshot, then it's even more likely to turn on, because you're not going to break anything, right?
What does it tell me?
What you got to lose?
What does it tell me?
Tells you
what information can I glean from it?
You can get any information you want. Yeah, what their turnover is in the last 365 days.
Already got it. Don't need it. It's in Xenon, which means it's in my practice management, aka Engager. Next.
But then you have to pay for that, though.
Yeah, but I've got it all together. It doesn't matter whether it's in Xero, Free Agent, or QuickBooks. It's all in Engager through Xenon. Next.
But again, you have to pay. So this is a free tool.
But I'm paying. Well, no. Check yourself. It's free today. They have made it explicitly clear it will not be free forever. And at the moment, it's $149 a month in America.
Yeah, for certain features, though. So there is a tiered approach to what you get. So either you have the core version of IS, which is access to the clients and data and all that sort of stuff. And then there's a tiered version on top of there, which is like capacity planning and stuff like that. And then there's going to be books closed, which will be a separate price as well.
So, but we had books closed already for free.
No, this is books closed at IS level. So the idea is, instead of going to individual, you can just do it all from IS. So you don't have to go into your individual clients. You'll have access to all of that data and all of that kind of what position they're going to be at practice level. That's what the books closed solution is supposed to be at IS.
Is that available today?
Yes. Yeah. In beta. Okay. Yeah. But we don't know the pricing, though. That's the only thing. So I wouldn't get too excited about it.
I might have a cheaper solution, and one that gives me a view across all of my clients via Xenon into Engager.
Yeah, potentially. But that's because you've already started using the Xenon, right? If you've not got Xenon, you don't have Xenon at all, or any of those.
I'm years ahead of the industry here.
But the disadvantage of any solution like Xenon and everything else is you're reliant on the APIs, though, aren't you? That's what we've always said. Yep. So this can get data that Xenon has not got access to, because there is no API for it at this point in time. Hopefully that will change. Hopefully, we've already said that we're holding them accountable, that their APIs are going to get better going forward. So fingers crossed we get better APIs, and that data will be available for all. But for this point in time, the only way to get access to certain data is via IS and going through from there, and the books closed and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm not even. I didn't even look at the video. I just dismissed it.
But that's.
If you run a QuickBooks only firm, it's going to work a treat. I'm sure it'd be great. And they'll suck you in until you're using it, and then they'll slap you with the monthly bill, and you go, how much? If you run a firm where you support multiple different platforms, you need a central practice management / data analysis place like Xenon or something. Otherwise, it's not all in one place.
But aren't you missing the trick here of
probably
Xenon
not.
Is telling you there's a problem, telling you there's issues. And when we say Xenon, we don't just mean Xenon. There are others out there, right? Yeah. To be fair, like one of them we won't mention because we're not allowed to, but there are other ones. But that whole analysis tool and telling us that there's a problem and health check and everything else, that is definitely a solution that that we all get behind, and we love the idea of let's normalize all our clients' data, and let's give us one score, one opportunity, right? And that's effectively what this is doing. But yeah, you're right. If you are a QuickBooks focused firm, you're going to get the most benefit out of it. But what this also does is for any client that's on QuickBooks, it's not just telling you there's a problem, but it's also giving you solutions to fix it without going into the client, right? That's where the secret sauce of this is all going to be, right? If it spots that there's an item there that should have been a fixed asset, for example, it will say, oh, we found this transaction for you. We think it should be a fixed asset. Yes or no. If you say yes, it will move it and start applying depreciation. That's the idea of where this is evolving to. That's where like the next stage of this is going to be, which is something
on your favorite tool, the fixed asset register, which you've never had a bad thing to say about in all your time.
But it's not using that's not using the fixed asset. That's just applying depreciation to it. It's using AI to do it, right? Because fixed assets only available in like advanced and above, right? So this is looking at all SKUs and just going, right, we're going to move it to there and then apply depreciation. So it'll automatically do your journal for you. Like that's what this tool is designed to do. It's designed to go, right, well, instead of you having to first of all find the problem, because that's biggest problem number one, right? Like normally, typically when you're trying to find a problem, you have to go into the client because it's their VAT return, or you're on the phone to them, or you're doing some bookkeeping for them. You've got a reason to go into them. The whole point of IS is to go, right, instead of having that barrier of you having to go there first, it will tell you about it, which is hopefully what Xenon's able and the rest of those are able to
It tells you, we think this should be a fixed asset. You click on it, it opens up in QuickBooks, Xero, Free Agent, or Sage.
Yeah.
And then you recategorize it.
But again, that's that time thing, right? Like you've had to go into there, had to go and re-authenticate, get through the thing and all that sort of stuff, right? And that's assuming that it's still connected and there's no kind of like problems with connecting all that sort of stuff. With this though, it's just one click and it's fixed and it goes through from there. And then you can start doing things like applying across the board, that every time that I'm doing like banking transactions across the board without having to go into the individual client. That's where IS is designed to be. Is that opportunity to go, right, let's start using your clients in a more efficient way instead of having to go into each individual client and do each individual transaction at the same time. It's a new concept, new way of thinking about it, right? And even if you only have a very small percentage on your client, it's still going to work well. Same with Xero. I don't have a very big Xero client base at this point, right? I've got like maybe 100 clients on there, if that, right? But it's still going to be worthwhile when they roll out Xero HQ or whatever they're going to call it. I'm still going to be invested in that element because it's going to make those 100 clients more efficient going forward. That to me is where I go, you know what? These ideas of having this holistic view is definitely better. And what I'm really, really excited for is this whole idea of capacity planning going forward, right? Like how much time has it taken to do this client? How much time we got there? Like, that's information I'm desperate to kind of properly have, because then we can properly build a team around it, right? Whereas at the moment, it is very much a case of maybe transactions, that sort of number can help you, but we need, how long did we spend on that client? How long did it take them to do that transaction? All that information is in the audit trail. It's already there. We're just not being able to extract it properly. And even APIs and stuff like that, it's going to struggle to get that level of data, isn't it?
I put it this way, my concern is it's been several years of minimum viable product launches and then left alone half-baked. So I've lost faith to invest my time into new tools from Intuit at this time because I've got no confidence that in 2 years' time it's still going to be supported, endorsed, and pushed. How's their practice management tool getting on? Like,
yeah, but that was a UK-based approach, right? Like the writing was on the wall, wasn't it? If it was anything launched in just the UK, we're kind of going to struggle to get adoption, aren't we? Unless it's absolutely phenomenal and the rest of the world goes, oh, we need that. You know what I mean?
I put it this way, I'm not wasting my time with it. Time will tell if it becomes, and if in 3 years' time it's a brilliant solution, they've invested loads of money into it and they've made it incredible, I go, I'll be the first to put my hands up and go, Aaron, turn on Apology Corner. I need to apologize because 3 years ago I had my doubts and you've proven me wrong. But yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Put it that way. It's too early for me. I've lost confidence due to the constant release of things just for the sake of marketing. So yeah, I'll watch, but I'm not wasting my time with it.
The day that Johann stops becoming an early adopter, the day
Only with QuickBooks because it's a
back.
waste of my time.
The day he sits back and just watch the rest of the industry take advantage. You know what I mean?
That-
Like, I didn't think I'd see the day.
Only with QuickBooks though.
Well, you say that, but the Xero is going to release a very similar product, right? Well, a similar-ish product.
And I've never used their PM solution or their.
But this is I don't see this as a PM. This isn't a PM push because practice management is so much more than just accessing your clients and accessing client data.
Has QuickBooks realised that now? Has it?
but again, the practice management push in QuickBooks was a very UK centric, and it was always going. The writing was on the wall, right? We should have seen that, right?
I did.
It was always going to be, yeah, no, but it was always going to be a very, niche product that got some love, didn't get, like you said, that those criticisms you said there were probably fair for practice management. When you've got the global team building and shifting and putting all the resources in, that's when you've got to start looking at it. And generally, I think this is a pivotal moment. This is the same as cloud accounting, right? This is going from desktop to cloud. This is cloud to actually holistic cloud, like the opportunity to see all our clients under one roof. It's very, very exciting.
We're 2 minutes over, so let's leave it there. If in 3 years' time I'm using it, and I'll be the first to apologise. But for now, I'll believe when I see it.
You said yourself it's not 3 years anymore; it's 3 months.
Well, I definitely won't be using it in 3 months' time, so it's already failed.
I'm just going back to your previous point.
Things are moving.
We don't do it in years anymore. We did it in months.
You know what doesn't move at a fast rate? QuickBooks.
Well, it did with this. I mean, this came out in less than a year.
They've been talking about Intu Assist since over 3 years now.
No, it's not been 3 years.
It has, because I've seen the photo. Literally, Facebook pulled up photos of us at an event listening about it. No.
Yeah. Well, Siri's coming as well, so I'll keep it in the same boat. You know what I mean? Like,
how about usual?
Yeah, less about that, the better. Less about that, better. And that is it. That has been our episode of Ask the Accountant, episode number 172 on the 16th February 2026. Thank you, everyone, for talking, commenting, putting the information in there. Thank you for our wonderful Patreon cool listeners. Don't forget that there is some updates coming your way, so keep an eye out for it on the social channels very, very soon. I'm sure producer Lizzie will be very busy over these next couple of days with Ask the Accountant content. Jan, what's going on in the world of you? Anything we should be excited about?
At home all week, lots and lots of meetings and calls, always lots of things going on, none of which I can tell anybody about. But yeah, just there's a lot of things going on which will have huge tangible benefits on day one of our releases, because that's how it should be. So yeah, that's it from me. What about your week? Have you got anything going on? Any more hashtag ads?
I'm making the most of the tangible benefits that came with IS. So, I'm going to be loving life. My clients will never be more happy with me with my...
But what are you doing after 10 o'clock?
What? I will be making the most of every of those tangible benefits of that, especially when at the moment it's free of charge, right? Like, I'd be stupid not to. Yeah, we'll see.
Gateway, that's how they get you.
But that's how it should be, right? Like, get me in, get me on that thing. Let me, get me excited for it.
Never worked for them in the past.
They can charge what they need to charge then. Look, I will be excited using that. I have a very busy week. We're up to, as you can imagine, up and down the M1, doing all that sort of stuff. And also it means, is it this time? Yeah, by this time next week, I would have met a guy called Lando Norris. You've heard of him? Yeah.
You're at Bahrain, are you?
No, he's in London actually.
Oh.
He's coming to me. So no, I'm looking forward to that. What else we got this week? There was something else this week. Yeah, I'm on some. Oh, I can't remember who it was. I'm on a podcast or webinar or something at some point. I should have been more thingy, but I'll let people know. And then there's a busy week next week, right? Is it the start? Oh, no, it's the week after. Week after is QuickBooks Connect, and we'll talk about more then.
Oh, the invite only. Yes, people only event.
Is it? Well, it's definitely not yes people only by what we had last time, where we had 0 people walking around. But yes, it was. It's what's it? It's a targeted event, I think is the right phrase, because there's not because the demand is so high.
Rally.
The demand is so high for people wanting to come along that they just have to, they can't get enough people. There's not enough spaces in the building. So one day Acid Count will have the same problem, and we're going to have a targeted event one day. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening to us rant, moan, talk, all those emotions that come along, and we'll see you same time, same place for a very exciting episode of Ask the Accountant next week. Cheers, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.